Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down my 2018 goals slash New Year's resolutions, and we're going to see if I actually managed to achieve any of them or if I failed. And spoiler, some of them I succeeded at and some of them I failed at. So let's take a look and see just how I did. Now, I've got my laptop right here in front of me and I have all my goals written down in Evernote. I made another video way back at the beginning of 2018 explaining what these goals were and going over them with you guys, so you could go back and watch that if you want a little bit more context. But I'll be sure to share with you kind of my thought process a little bit in this video too. Okay, so here we are in Evernote, and as you can see, I've got my 2018 goals and projects, and I've got checkboxes next to all of them, and I actually have been checking some of them off as I went through the year, but I unchecked all the boxes so I could kind of talk through it with you guys. So the first goal I have here was to invest 50% of my income. Now this goal is a little bit interesting because when I was first reviewing my 2018 goals for this video, I thought, oh, no, I didn't really do that, because I didn't do it how I was planning to do it way back at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, I remember I was planning to invest in a really diversified way. I was planning to invest a fair amount into my business. I was also hoping to buy a new rental property. I was hoping to perhaps buy some stocks and perhaps buy some precious metals. But how it ended up, I did invest over 50% of my income, but I invested most of that money into my business. And there were a lot of reasons for that, and I'm really glad that I did that because my business has grown so much over this past year. Our revenue has increased by over 6 times since the beginning of this year, so that is incredible, and it was definitely well worth the investment. So long story short, I did in fact invest 50% of my income. Okay, the next goal here is to make 2 new good friends. And this one, if I'm going to be honest, I failed at. I did not make 2 new good friends. However, I will say that I made some new friends. I did meet new people who are now my friends, and I also became better friends with some people who I already knew. So I do think that I cultivated friendship in my life and made some progress on this, but I still would like to make some more new good friends. So this goal I'm going to say that I did not achieve. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one says volunteer to be a Sunday school teacher. Now, this goal did not happen, but I feel like I have a really good excuse. I planned to become a Sunday school teacher, to volunteer as a Sunday school teacher way back, obviously, at the beginning of 2018, and I wanted to do some volunteer work. I wanted to be more involved with my church, and I also thought it would be nice to do something that was involved with something that my kids were already doing. However, very shortly after I made this resolution, about a month later, I found out that I was pregnant. And the thing about being a Sunday school teacher, at least at my church, is that they rotate the Sunday school teachers and get new ones right at the beginning of the school year. So that is at the beginning of September. So I found out that I was pregnant and I was due right at the very beginning of September. And so as soon as I found that out, I realized I was not going to be able to achieve this goal this year because it just wouldn't really be practical to plan to start something new and big like that right when I was going to be having a baby. And of course, not to say that I couldn't have done it, but I felt like it would be forcing things a bit, and I already had enough on my plate that I shouldn't try to add that on top of having a baby. So I would still like to do this sometime in the future, but it didn't happen this year. Okay, the next thing on my list I also did not do. It says buy a new house. And at the beginning of the year, we were really hoping that later this year we would buy a house because we were selling our old house. But as it happens, the market has just continued to climb higher and higher, so we are still waiting for it to come down because we really don't want to buy at what is obviously a peak in the market. Now, I do know, just by the way, that there are many places in the country where the market is not as crazy as it is here, and it's perfectly fine to buy. But where I live, the market is really up, the prices are really high, and so we just feel like we would not really be getting a good value for our money at this time, so we're holding off until it cools down a little bit. So obviously, I still want to buy a house, and I'm still planning on buying a house, but it's gonna be 2019, not 2018. Okay, so the next goal on my list, I actually did do amazing. Okay, and this says Europe trip, and we did go to Europe for 2 months. We traveled all over, mostly the southern part of Europe. We started in Germany, which I wouldn't really consider southern, but we started in southern Germany in Munich, and then we went to France, and we went to Switzerland, and then we spent a fair amount of time going down through Italy and Greece, and then we went up to Prague in the Czech Republic, and then we went back to Germany and flew home. And it was a 2-month-long trip, definitely a working trip, not all fun and games, because I couldn't afford to take that much time off of work. But it was an amazing experience. The kids were so awesome. I thought they were gonna get tired and grumpy, but they were troopers. They honestly got happier the entire trip, happier and more energetic. So that was awesome. They really couldn't have been better. So yes, that goal was a success. Okay, the next goal on this list, you guys, if you've been watching my channel for any time at all, you know that this one also was a success. Now, I think that this is so cool because at the beginning of 2018, this goal to make $110,000 in income was a totally audacious goal, and I really did not know if I was going to be able to hit it because last year, the previous year, 2017, I had made a fraction of this. Now, admittedly, 2017 was very much a transition year. I had sold my old company. I had a lot of startup costs still happening with my personal brand, and I was going full-time with my personal brand for the first time ever. But honestly, 2017 was a kind of scary year because I didn't know what was happening. There was so many changes all the time. My income changed dramatically several times with selling a business, so I made money that way, but then losing money on other things. And at the end of it all, I hadn't made very much money. So to say that I was gonna make $110,000 this year was definitely definitely pushing it a little bit. But what's so cool is that I actually almost doubled that this year, which is just crazy and really awesome. So I haven't nailed down all my 2019 goals yet. That is on my to-do list and definitely happening in the next week or so here. But I'll have to think a lot about what my income goal for 2019 is because I feel like maybe I need to push the bar a little bit higher. Okay, back to my list of goals. The next one here is 4 coaching clients per month. And this one I definitely did also. I did not get 4 clients every single month. There were some months when I had less, but then there were also months when I had more. And on average, I had about 4 per month that I was working with on a consistent basis. Normally when I work with coaching clients, I work with them for either 3 or 6 months at a time. If you watched one of my recent videos, I don't remember which one, I was sharing that I'm not doing any coaching going forward. Oh, it was the one where I'm talking about how much money my YouTube channel makes and breaking down where my different sources of income are coming from. Anyway, in that video, I was saying that in 2019, I'm not taking on any coaching clients. So this was an interesting goal because before 2018, I wasn't working with very many clients, and so I just wanted to really get into that. And by doing that, I learned so much working with other people, and it was so fun to work with other people and help them create big results in their business and grow their YouTube channels. But I also learned that it takes a lot of my time and energy to do that. So now I know that at least in 2019, as I'm really focusing on my business growth, that I need to step back from that so that I have that time and energy to focus on my own business. Okay, let's look at the next goal on my list. Okay, so guys, laugh at me. Did I get 50,000 YouTube subscribers this year? Yes. So I actually hit 50,000 really close to the beginning of this year, not too long after I set this goal. I think that I hit 50,000 in March. So yeah, just a few months after, it started growing even faster than it had been when I set this goal, and I was expecting it to cool off. I think that when I set this goal, I had around 20,000, and that was in December of 2017, and then I continued to get like 10,000 every single month for several months, and I ended up hitting 50,000. And I was thinking I was gonna start declining after that, and I would start getting only, 1,000 or 2,000, but it's kept up all year, getting around 10,000 subscribers every single month, which is absolutely crazy. And so now, as I'm recording this, I think I just hit 158,000. That's just insane, guys. I have no comprehension of this number. That's so many people. So thank you so much to every single one of you who has subscribed. Obviously, I would not be here filming this video in this way about this successful goal if it was not for you. So you played a part in helping me achieve my goals, and I hope that you have really enjoyed the content that I've produced here on this channel this year. I am always open to new ideas for content, by the way. So please do comment down below, share your video ideas with me, because I'm always looking for new ones. And of course, I also have to say, please do subscribe if you haven't already. It would mean a lot to me, and the community here is just growing so much, and there are so many welcoming, helpful people here who have so much to offer, and the conversation is always amazing. Okay, so in slightly more rapid fashion, let's go through the projects now, because I divided my goals down into projects and divided those up by quarter just to make my goals easier to conquer, because I've found that if I set a goal for the entire year, I tend to just always feel like it's a little too big and overwhelming and not make the progress on it that I want to see. So let's look at these projects. Now, in quarter one, I wanted to launch a product on Amazon. This did not happen because I was really focused on launching Startup Society. I was also in Europe, and I did not anticipate how much time both of those things, but especially the Startup Society launch, was going to take. Also, as we approached the Startup Society launch, I realized that there was so much at stake, so much potential there, and so I really just wanted to focus on that and do the best job with that I could, and I thought I would then launch my Amazon product after Startup Society launch had finished. However, and I'll get into this more in a minute, that didn't end up happening. Okay, next project here was brand photo shoot. I wanted to have some refreshed brand pictures for social media, for my website and other stuff, and that definitely happened. In fact, it happened several times this year, which is awesome. Then I launched the Members Club, which is Startup Society, and that went fantastic and amazing and beyond my wildest dreams. I didn't put a goal here in the projects, but we had a goal of signing up 100 members, and we ended up signing up over 300 members in the first launch, which was just incredible. And it was so cool to meet all of these entrepreneurs, some of them just getting started with their business, others have been in business for years, to be able to work together to build their businesses bigger and stronger. I have gotten so much amazing feedback ever since then on how helpful the courses inside Startup Society have been to the members. They've shared with me how the courses have helped them grow their audience, increase their sales, make their first sale, build their email list, and it's just been so encouraging and mostly fulfilling, I would say, to me to see all these results that have been created. So that little project there on my list, launch Members Club, massive success. Okay, so next little goal here on my list is hire Facebook's ad manager, and we did that successfully. Okay, then it says redo website homepage. Now, I have on here several times something related to this: redo website homepage, redo website, and I was thinking that what was going to happen was I would do the homepage first because that was the biggest project, and then later I would finish the rest of it. However, this did not end up happening at all because there was so much going on with my business, so much growth, having just started Startup Society, launching new courses, all sorts of things that seemed like bigger, more important projects, and I really didn't know what I wanted the homepage of my website to look like. However, I have made some big progress on this goal. Later on in these projects, you'll see that one of my goals was to hire a copywriter, and that did end up happening. And I'm now working with that copywriter. By the way, her name is Ashlyn Carter, and she's amazing and so sweet. She has a channel here on YouTube, actually, so you could check that out if you want copywriting tips. Anyway, she's awesome, and I'm working with her right now on writing my website. So it is in the works, and in 2019, I will have a new website. Okay, so that was everything for quarter one. Going into quarter two, grow Members Club to 40 members. Promote Members Club. So I was thinking that after the initial launch, I was then going to continue to promote it and hopefully get up to 40 members. As I mentioned, we got 300 members in the first launch, and so we then just completely shut the thing down, and by that I mean we didn't accept any new members because it was so many members that we knew we just had to focus on serving these members that we already had as best as we possibly could, delivering them the best possible value in content. And so yes, I did this. I grew the Members Club to 40 members. However, I did not promote it anymore. Okay, the next thing on my list says edit book, and this is referring to a book that I wrote in 2017, and I was planning to edit and publish that book in 2018. This did not happen because, first of all, I was so focused on Startup Society and how my business was growing and here on YouTube. And second of all, because I just am not 100% satisfied with this book. Now, not to say that I will never publish it, I quite possibly will because I think that there's a lot of value inside of it, but I don't feel super passionate about the concepts that I teach in this book right now, and so I've just shelved it for the time. I have another book that I'm much more excited about writing that I haven't written a single word of yet that I'm thinking I will probably publish before the book that I already wrote. But long story short, editing book did not happen. Okay, next one says hiring copywriter. As I mentioned, that did happen, although a little differently than I was planning on. I was thinking to bring someone on staff to write my ads and maybe write some social media posts. Instead, I ended up hiring Ashlyn to write some of the bigger things in my business, my website and some of the emails and different things like that. Okay, the next one on the list says redo website, and as I already mentioned, that did not happen. Okay, so let's move on. The next one says trip to Europe. Obviously, that one did happen. So, okay, now moving into quarter 3. Volunteer to be a Sunday school teacher. That did not happen. Hire an accountant. That did happen. And I'm really excited to have an accountant on my team now who is helping us keep our books a lot more organized and a lot more legit and official. I really find that being accountable to someone else is helping me to be a lot more organized, which just makes me feel a lot more professional and on top of things. Next thing on the list says hire assistant, and that did happen also. Then launch Amazon product number 2. That did not happen. Publish book. This was supposed to happen in August. That did not happen. Make a new friend. Now, I actually did make a new friend in quarter 3, so I will say success on that one because I met quite a few new people in quarter 3, actually. However, none of them turned into really good friends, like new best friend. That definitely did not happen. So I don't think I achieved my big goal of like make 2 new good friends, but I did make some new friends. Okay, and then finally in quarter 4, buy a house. That did not happen. Make a new friend. I don't think I really made any new friends in quarter 4. And then the last one is launch Amazon product number 3. And that did not happen either. Okay, so as you can see here, there are probably at least as many unchecked boxes as there are checked boxes. It's around 50-50, I think. So in some ways, I think you could say that I didn't achieve most of my goals. However, my biggest goals, I totally blew out of the water. So I'm actually ecstatic to see these results and to see how much progress was made in 2018. And the things that I did not do either are scheduled to happen in 2019 or they are things that I decided were lower priority because there were more important, more awesome opportunities that were right there waiting for me to take advantage of. Of course, I would love to hear from you too. Comment down below, tell me what a couple of your 2018 New Year's resolutions or goals were and if you successfully achieved them. I find it so interesting to hear about what different people's goals are and whether or not they were successful and why or why not. So I would love to hear your story of 2018 and how your goals panned out. As always, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already subscribed, please do that so you don't miss my next video. I make 2 videos every single week all about entrepreneurship, success, and personal development, and I would love to have you join me for the next one. I'll be making several more videos over the next few weeks all about reaching your goals, setting goals for 2019, some things that we want to stop doing in 2019. I've got a whole bunch of fun ideas, and I really hope that you decide to join me for those videos too. Thank you again so much for being here. My name is Gillian Perkins, and I hope to see you again next time.